Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The name of Allah, the most merciful, the most loving, the most compassionate. Let us begin today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you all are in different parts of the world. Welcome to the Respect Graduate School Masters of Islamic Studies Open House. Inshallah, today we have a few of our different leadership, team members, management, faculty on the call today to be here and spend a couple of hours with all of you. We have a little bit of information that we want to share about the program. Some of you may already have submitted your applications. Some of you have gone through interviews. I recognize a few of you. Some of you may be brand new and you might have just found out about this yesterday and you're curious to what this is all about. So inshallah, we'll be able to have enough time to go through any and all of your questions and concerns, whether you're new to the process or you're already along the way of your application and you want to find out more. And so the plan is, well, let me share the plan, inshallah, bismillah. I'm just trying to find a way if I can disable the waiting room and people can just come in, but I don't think that's possible in this setting. Before we begin my brief sort of info presentation, actually, let's just briefly introduce you to some of the people who are here. I'm Sakinah Alhabshi. I'm the Dean of Students. And we also have on the call Dr. Adnan Aslan. He is the Dean of Academics. We have, what else do I see on the screen right now? Dr. Bilal Sabit. He's one of the RGS faculty members. We have Dr. Sadeq Ansari, one of the other RGS faculty members as well. I see Dr. Kamal Osdan, who is our registrar, and Sister Nazhah Khawaja. She is the Recruitment Officer and Marketing Officer that I think most of you, if you have been already in the application process, she's the one that's been very connected with you and partnering you along your journey, inshallah. Am I missing anyone else on our team? I think everybody's here. We also have Imam Baitullah Chalak. He just came in. Imam Baitullah is he is our Imam at the Respect Masjid, and he's also the Outreach Director of Respect. Okay, bismillah. I will share my screen and do a little bit of overall presentation on Respect Graduate School, as well as what we will be up to here today. As we go along, if you have any questions or comments, my request is that you start putting them in the chat. I will monitor the chat. Nazhah and I will monitor the chat, and we will kind of compile the questions. Either we'll respond to them immediately if it makes sense, or we will make sure that they get attended to in the Q&A session. Some of you may prefer to unmute and talk during the Q&A session. That's fine. You might forget your question, so you can just put that in the chat. And as we get to the Q&A session, we can attend to your question and make sure that it's not left behind. So welcome to the Respect Graduate School. Most of us are based here at our location in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Some of the faculty members and other team members are in other parts of the country, like Nazhah's in Chicago, Dr. Bilal Sabit's in Texas. But the school itself is in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And hopefully, inshallah, you will get the opportunity to come and visit us at some point. So in today's session, we plan to have I need to admit folks. Okay. We'll have a bit of this introduction to the program and to the school and what's going to happen today with me. And then I'll invite our Dean of Academics, Dr. Adnan Aslan, and he'll talk a little bit more about the Masters in Islamic Studies program as a whole. Inshallah, we will then have Dr. Halim Calis. He's one of our senior faculty members, and he will talk about the requirements and the courses. And then we have a couple of our faculty members who are on board, Dr. Sadeq Ansari and Dr. Bilal Sabit. They will be sharing, inshallah, about their courses, which they will be teaching in fall and spring. And then we will we'll go towards Sister Nazhah, who's the Student Recruitment Officer, and she'll walk through the admissions process and procedures and what are the steps towards enrollment. And then we'll do a Q&A session, inshallah, and we'll close. So we've left that larger chunk of time towards the end of the session for Q&A because we want this more of an interaction session. It would be ideal if we could get everybody introduce yourself and get to know each of you one by one. But I'm also aware that there's like 40 people on the call, mashallah. Allahumma barik. We didn't realize there would be, I think, this many people joining us. So there's almost 40 of us right now. And there's probably more coming in a bit. So I think we'll just do a little bit of maybe getting to know you during the Q&A session as well. And as you ask your questions, you can introduce yourselves, and we can do it that way, inshallah, as after we've shared like the bulk of the information that we needed to share. So just to share the foundation of Respect Graduate School. Respect Graduate School has been around since 2012. It's registered as a nonprofit in 501c3. What that also means is that we are able to receive donations and have some of those benefits of, inshallah, being a nonprofit organization. And the incorporators originally were Dr. Sizai Sablak, Dr. Sulaiman Erish. Dr. Sulaiman is currently the president of Respect Graduate School, and inshallah, those of you who are continuing onward, you'll get a chance to meet him when we have our orientation session in a couple of weeks. We have Dr. Mehmed Ozbilgin and Dr. Ehab Erjanli. Since then, Respect has sort of expanded in different ways. I'll get to that a little bit later, but I also wanted to share the main mission of Respect. I know it's a lot of words, but what we want to take out of this really is that whatever the Respect does, the focus is to specialize in Islamic studies with a focus on learning, teaching, and research. So it's learning, teaching, and research, inshallah. And with an appreciation for the traditional Islamic disciplines, but also an interdisciplinary approach to evolving changes in evolving social contexts of our current days today. In addition to that, we Respect wants to offer students and faculty an academically excellent and stimulating environment, inshallah, physically as well as online. So when we say like what is an academic environment these days, it's not just about our physical location, or because a lot of us, you may not even ever get to really meet us in person, inshallah, when you come and do your intensive session. But that academic environment intellectually and in the online sphere as we build this community of Respect together. And one of the other main missions of Respect is to engage in developing critical engagement with the broader intellectual complexities of this day and age, and to channel that towards a sense of service. So a sense of service to the community with whatever social concerns and current concerns that are facing our community, or the community in general, not just necessarily our community. Sharing a little bit of our organization structure here. We have the president, and then we have under him, of course, the Dean of Academics, and then Institutional Planning and Vice Presidents. We also have like Continuing Studies Program, Director of the Risala and Hizmet Studies, Director of the Clinical Pastoral Education, like the chaplaincy programs. And then, of course, under the VP of Operations, the Legal Registrar, Director of Outreach, the Imam Accounts, and all those other. The font might be a bit small, but I think it'll be clearer also here. So under Respect Graduate School, the main program that all of you are interested in today, I hope, inshallah, is the Masters of Islamic Studies program. But Respect also has some other smaller online programs. Well, not smaller necessarily by number of students. Some of those online programs have a large group of students, alhamdulillah. But we do have, for example, leadership programs, spiritual care and counseling, and clinical pastoral education programs. We have Risala and Hizmet Studies. Ya Allah, I just realized I didn't record. Or is it recording? Bismillah. Let me make sure it's recording. Yes, it is recording. Alhamdulillah. Because some of you specifically have requested, since you won't be able to be here, that we record the session. Let me go back there. Okay. We also have a Quran school for adults, for children. We have Islam 101. And so those are some of the other programs that we have online. But the kind of the flagship program, inshallah, for Respect is the master's program that has been running for a few years. So in the initial years of the master's program, it was done in partnership with another university where the accreditation was done through that university. As we are progressing in our journey, Respect now has achieved the degree granting authority from the state of Pennsylvania. So that degree granting authority allows us to be able to grant degrees in the United States. And inshallah, we will proceed from there as we continue our journey towards the next level later now. Number of programs, roughly about 14 programs in a term. This also includes those other parts of Respect beyond the master's program. Our part-time lecturers, average number of master students in the past, it was about 30 this year. Inshallah, we're hoping to also have a cohort of about 20, maybe a little bit more, and online and in person also. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a feel of campus. And we were supposed to have a video that we were able to share with you of the beautiful campus that we have and some of our faculty members and team over here. Unfortunately, it's not quite ready yet. We'll be able to send that to you, inshallah, over email at some point, and you'll get to see it or on our YouTube channels. But for now, let's just take a walk through our campus, and this is what you see when you arrive from the outside. And as you enter the building, these photos are fresh from today, because when we found out that we were not able to share with you the video that we were hoping would be fresh off the press today, alhamdulillah, at least we got to take some of the fresh photos from today, and it's a bit of a rainy day here in Pennsylvania. As you enter our building and you see the corridor, some of you have had the opportunity to come in person, alhamdulillah. Hopefully some of the rest of you will be able to come soon. That's my office right at the front of the door. As you go in down the hallway, you'll get to kind of have a little bit of a tour of our campus through these photos. As we go down the hallway, we have the library, the conference room. So this is one of the main conference rooms that we have. And on your right, in this conference room, we have all the books that are in Arabic, tafsir books, hadith books. And then in our other library, which you'll see in a bit, we have books in English, in Turkish, in Persian, in Arabic, multiple languages as you enter the building. So, and then one of my favorite parts of our campus is our small masjid, small but beautiful and very peaceful masjid. And across from the masjid, we have our library. This is the library I was sharing about. And we even have the traditional ladder over here that you can climb up and get to your books. Some computers and just a place for you to hang out and study. Inshallah, during the orientation, also you'll get to meet Mary. She's our librarian, and she will be able to help you through like how you can use our library systems, even from online, from wherever you are and you're not able to be physically here. One of our classrooms at the back of the hall, and we have other classrooms in different wings of the building with 4 classrooms, but 2 are fully dedicated for the MA program. And a very important cafe, pantry, coffee, tea, the fuel that energizes graduate students and faculty. And on the coming back out of the building, we have a beautiful field right in front of our campus. I can see it from my office right here. And that's space for us to usually do activities during Eid or during sports events. We also have somebody was just saying best place ever, Respect Library. I mean, we have some sports facilities for football or soccer, volleyball, and space for students to even study outside. Sometimes even our faculty members, I can see like our dean, Dr. Adnan Aslan, or even our president, Sulaiman, and Sheikh Yusuf, they like to walk around the field as they're thinking, or they're doing a phone call meeting or something. I believe that's like, it gives us a really sort of sense of balance instead of sitting behind the screen all day. So welcome to Respect Campus. I'll stop sharing now and get ready to invite Dr. Adnan Aslan. But in the meantime, let me just quickly go through the chat and see if there's any questions that are relevant for right now. Does Respect offer in-person classes as well? Yes, we do. So when it depends. For the master's program, which is the main reason of this meeting, for the master's program, if you are here physically in the area, yes, you are able to attend the classes in person. So what will happen is it will be a bit of a hybrid class. So the professor will be in class, and the students, some of the students who are local are here, and then some of them will be online. And so in general, yes. I know that maybe for the Arabic class, Dr. Halim Calis, I don't know if he's here yet, he did mention that those classes might be fully online. So we will finalize some of those. But yes, the option to be in person is available for some of the classes, not completely for all. Like, for example, Dr. Bilal Sabit, he's based in Texas, so his classes will be fully online, not here at Respect. Can you discuss more about in-person orientation? Yes, right now I don't have that much more information for you yet. The orientation, we are planning to be both in person and online. We're just trying to finalize whether that will be at the same time or separately. It may be easier to just have the orientation fully online for those who are online, and those who are in person, you can be here in person and we'll do the same orientation the same day in the afternoon or the morning or something like that. So we'll try to confirm that, but the date will be on that date that Nazhah has shared with all of you, the 23rd of August, inshallah. Is there a chaplaincy classes in person? Right now, no. The chaplaincy program is fully online for the time being. Okay, questions all caught up. I'd like to invite our Dean of Academics, Dr. Adnan Aslan.
Hello, greetings, everybody. It is a great pleasure to address you here. Thank you, Sakinah Alhabshi, our Dean of Students. Thank you all to coming and really joining us this very important day and important occasion. So I am going to be brief. I am going to situate Islamic MA in Islamic Studies in general education. That means I'm going to talk about the importance of the MA in Islamic Studies for ourselves, because this is very important and it is a crucial and essential to decide to do MA. So I divide the education in two parts. One is for career, the others for development. It is best to combine together career and development. But generally, career education, it must be technology, education about technology, science, and these kind of things, okay? And for the development, particularly humanities, I put it in the religious studies and theology and ethics and psychology in this development. So what is important in life, my dear friends? We have the opportunity of developing ourselves, developing psychologically, personally, spiritually, and morally. This is the most important things in our life. So from this perspective, actually, MA in Islamic Studies may help to develop your own spiritual, moral character and well-being. This is, of course, this is not only for Muslim, it is possible for the non-Muslim. Let me tell you one of the important experience of my life. I was doing PhD at Lancaster University in United Kingdom, and my PhD topic was religious pluralism, and great philosopher, his name was John Hick, and I was interviewing with him. I went to the Birmingham to visit him, and first he met me. He said, do you know I am reading Quran? I said, for what? He said, for my spiritual development. He was not a Muslim. He was Christian. He's a great philosopher of religion. So it is, even for the non-Muslims, those Christians and Jews, they will understand at least, two important books which shape the more than the billion of Muslims' life. What is these important books? We claim to be the word of God as a Muslim. This is the Quran. So why I'm talking about this? Because one of the most important course in this MA is the Arabic, my dear friends. And Dr. Halim Calis is a very well experienced in teaching Arabic. And he wrote the book, How to Teach Arabic. And he is claiming that within 2 years, he will advance you in a level that you can read, for instance, one of the book of the Imam Ghazali, Ihya Ulumuddin, with the help of dictionary. So, if you are for Muslims to understand the Quran is so crucial. Most important things in life. We pray, we read, and we don't understand. This is not fair. This is not good for our life. So we need to understand the Quran. So the Arabic is very, very crucial and essential for us. For the non-Muslims, Arabic is good because they need to know, if they're interested in such a book, shapes and guides to the billion of the Muslims. What is in it then? So that would be another important things. Also, my dear friends, let me talk very briefly about our education. So I talk about the Arabic. This is very important, 2 years. And we claim to be advancing you in a certain level. It is a reading Arabic, it is a Fusha Arabic, it is a Quranic Arabic. So you will understand the Quran if you, of course, work hard and to learn the vocabularies. But we will give the essential tools for the Quranic Arabic. This is one important thing. The second important thing, we here teach a lot of introductory courses for the Islamic sciences. Introduction to the Quranic science, tafsir, introduction to the hadith, introduction to the kalam, that is a theology. Okay, we have some of the core courses, which is, for instance, introduction to hadith and introduction to Islamic, to tafsir, and we have this survey of Islamic thought. This fall, inshallah, I will be teaching, my dear friends, survey of Islamic thought. Let me briefly also talk about the content, what I am going to teach. So, survey of Islamic thought, I will approach the issue from 2 different perspectives. One, the sources of the Islamic thought. What are the sources of Islamic thought? Quran, Hadith, Islamic legal thinking, and Islamic tradition. These are the main sources of Islamic thought. And also I will talk about the kalam and the philosophy as the development of the Islamic thought. Later I will take to the contemporary Islamic thought, that means contemporary approach to the Islamic thought. I will talk about here progressive Islam. I will talk about traditional Islam. I will talk about literalist and also Salafi Islam, how they approach the issue. We will take to them many of the, important issues like globalization, like animal ethics and these kind of things, bioethics and so on and so forth. So these are the things which I would like to share with you. I don't want to really take your time so much. If you have any question, I am here to answer your question. My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adnan. Let me just see if there's any questions in the chat related to your session. Why do you offer only a master's program? That's from Brother Nuhu. Could you share a little bit more? Are you saying right now we don't, are you asking about PhD program or undergraduate or what? Right now we don't have a PhD program yet, but inshallah, let us begin with the master's and do that well for a little bit, and inshallah we can expand after that.
Yes, that's our aim. With the help of God, inshallah, we will extend our studies to go further and to offer PhD.
Next question, Dr. Adnan. Are the graduates getting their diplomas from Respect Graduate School?
Yes, indeed. They are getting their diploma from the Respect Graduate School. So this is not a joint program. This is just our program. We get to the authorization from the Pennsylvania State Education Department. So we are authorized to give the diploma, valid diploma.
Question from Latif. I started RGS in 2019. Last semester, I attended CSU, Charleston, which was our previous partner. What steps do I need to complete the program, considering I was previously enrolled? I was waiting for the school to be accredited and offer degree granting status, which is now a reality. Alhamdulillah. Do I need to attend a new orientation? I only need a few more courses. So briefly, Dr. Halim Calis, I think he's unable to attend. He had some problem with his internet, but he was helping to gather the students who were in the previous batch who have already continued and paused over COVID. And so you do not have, if you were already in the program with Respect, like you said in 2019, you do not have to go through the application process again. You may want to attend the orientation anyway, because we may have new information. We have like the new library system. We may have some updates that you didn't have in the past. So I think it will be beneficial to join the orientation anyway and also meet some of the new faculty members. But you do not need to submit a new application. But you do need to inform Dr. Halim Calis that you are interested and that you want to continue, and then he will make sure that you are enrolled. So please email. I know he is specifically working with that group of students who were in our program in the past and would like to continue. Inshallah, that will be the path. Next question. Will the 7-day intensive classes also be offered online? No, those classes are in person on site. So to meet part of the requirement of the Pennsylvania Degree Granting Authority, we do have to have a certain percentage of hours on site, and a certain percentage of hours are allowed to be online. So the design is that we did make it intensive on those short intensive semesters, so that it would be easy for people to just come here for 1 week intensive and then be able to go back. So those are on site and not online. Next question on, according to your first topic about Arabic, is Arabic language a criterion for exploring? Where did it go? Into graduate school. I can respond to that also. There is the Arabic language. It is a prerequisite. You do need to take the Arabic courses if you do not meet the exemption. So if you are already able to understand classical Arabic, Fusha Arabic for the purposes of academic study, you can sit for the exemption exam, and that criteria can be waived and you do not have to take the Arabic courses. However, if you are not able to have like that level of Arabic, then you will be part of the prerequisite will be taking the Arabic courses. Dr. Halim Calis will be the one who administers the Arabic exemption test. Shall we, let me see, there's more questions coming in. Let's just pause. I'll remember where we stopped, and then we'll invite, actually, since Dr. Halim is not here, let me do a little bit of his part, and then we'll invite Dr. Bilal. You'll be, inshallah, after that. So Dr. Halim Calis is currently traveling, and unfortunately in a location that he was not able to connect to a solid internet. Are you able to see the screen now? Yes? Okay. So he was going to share a little bit about the program requirements and the courses. So the program is a 36 credit hour program and divided into 3 main areas. So again, all this information is on the website, as some of you may know, but again, some of you, this may be the first time, so I'll just walk you through a little bit. The courses are divided into introductory courses, some concentration courses that you can select, 12 credit hours of electives, and then your final research project, where you may have 3 courses that are related to your topic of interest of research. But in totality, 36 credit hours. These are some of the core courses. Like I mentioned earlier, the Quranic, Classical Arabic, Level 1 and Level 2, and then Introduction to Quranic Studies. Dr. Adnan mentioned some of these topics. Also, Survey of Islamic Thought, that's one of the classes he's teaching. Theories and Methods of Study of Religion, Research Techniques, and then the research paper. So these are the required core courses. And then we have some of the elective courses. They will not all be offered at the same time, because we are also a small school, as you know. There will be some elective courses that are offered throughout the year in different semesters, but not all of this at the same time. So depending on which faculty is available, and also maybe what the students' interests are, inshallah, the elective courses will be offered accordingly. The schedule, we talked a little bit about that. The intensive on-campus schedule is the 7 days. The dates are already fixed, so it'll be easier for you to plan, inshallah. January 13th to 19th, what's called the J term or the winter term, and then the summer term, the S term, June 8th to 14th, and August 10th to 16th. So there'll be 2 courses in the summer and 1 course in January that's intensive. Tuition fees, 500 per credit hours. Some of the other administrative fees, library fees, and all that. As an audit, if you are auditing the class and you are not taking it for credit or do not need the degree for credit, the fees are 400 per course. The admissions information. Okay. I would now like to invite Dr. Bilal Sabit first, inshallah, and then we have Dr. Sadeq Ansari after that to share a little bit about their courses.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome everybody. Can you hear me?
We're sorry.
Well, I have a good microphone now so that you can hear me better. So, journey is long. I've been in the US for 18, 19 years. And I've been teaching sociology and philosophy classes in different institutions in the US. I started at Texas Women's University. Yeah, it is a women's university, yes. 95% of women are taking classes. That's why I have all female people. The fun fact, in my household, including my cats, even my fish, they're all female members of my family. So probably that's why I got accepted that offer of the assistantship in Texas Women's University. I started teaching classes like research method, social data analysis, introductory classes for sociology, race, ethnicity, and international migration. I graduated from there in 2014, and I worked in Newark, New Jersey for 2 years for projects for Black Americans and Afro-American people in the Newark. It was a social project. I come back to Texas, Dallas. I worked at Texas A&M University, University of North Texas, University of Texas of the Permian Basin. Now I'm currently teaching sociology courses, and each semester the subject is different, but some of them are core classes like race and ethnicity in the U.S. And international migration and research methods and social data analysis, statistics. So I'm working at Southern Methodist University as Muslim chaplain right now. My journey with Respect Graduate School started 4 years ago. I developed the online Quran classes, and I developed some of these continuing education and certification programs. I oversee the academic development of these the online courses throughout these 4 years. So Alhamdulillah, right now we have this authority to give the diploma in the Masters in Islamic Studies. I will teach some Sira classes in the future, but the first of all, right now it is official. I will teach research methods and social data analysis, some research skills in Islamic studies courses in spring semester. Definitely we have different subjects, as you saw in the presentations of Sister Sakinah. We have a lot of course that we are going to offer based on your interest. You can choose any area, any field of expertise based on your own desire and for your own personal development or the career goals in the future. Inshallah, it's going to be a great semester for all of us. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, specific questions about anything, any subject, inshallah, I'll answer your questions. But for the future, advertisement, I could tell you this dialogue in the world of diversity is going to be one of my courses that I'm developing right now. And Sira definitely is going to be one of the courses. Contemporary issues from Islamic perspective is another course that I'm planning to teach in the future, inshallah. And definitely sociology of religion. Jazakumullah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bilal Sabit. Let's continue. I think let's continue with Dr. Sadeq first, and then we'll come back to the questions again. Jazakallah khairan.
Okay, assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to this online orientation. My name is Sadeq Ansari, and I will be taking the first hadith subject in the first semester. I'm originally from Afghanistan, and I'm from Australia. That's how you can hear the correct English accent in me. I've been here in the States since the beginning of this year. Hadith is a very significant source of revelation and law and morality and ethics. Often people put it second to the Quran, and in many ways it is, but in many other ways it is more essential because all the details that we need to know about practically how to live our lives from an Islamic believer's perspective is in Hadith. But even in contemporary times, any contemporary issues on Islam cannot ignore Hadith. It's one of the more controversial, confused topics. Just recently, I came from a mosque presentation in another state in the States, and there's a lot of questions I find. And what's our approach going to be in Hadith studies? Well, we're going to do a bit of a mixture. We're going to see the Hadith sciences from an internal classical, what a traditionalist Muslim scholar will see it, like a Sunni scholar believes in the classical Sahih way of categorizing Hadith. We'll also be exposed to modern debates around Hadith. Those that claim it's not authentic, those that question its authenticity, questions about meta criticism. So a bit of everything. And inshallah, I'm very passionate about it. I studied Imam Tahawi, and I would like to share some of the interesting things I found in my research in this subject. But we'll pretty much be like journalists trying to study the reports of the sayings of the Prophet, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I encourage you to bring on an inquisitive mind when studying hadith. Be open to question everything, but also don't be too confident in your questions as well. But have an inquisitive academic mind, and inshallah, I feel like it's going to be a very beneficial and interesting semester. I also look forward for the face-to-face sessions, because sometimes the benefits we get from face-to-face are much more, inshallah. So I've been involved in teaching in hadith in Australia and here, and hopefully this subject will have the best of all, inshallah. If there are any questions, people can ask me. I've also one of my supervisors for my PhD was Professor Jonathan Brown, and I've been involved with him and many others. Currently, I'm involved in organizing some academic conferences around hadith. So it's a very dynamic field, and anyone that's interested, inshallah, this subject, I would say if you're not even sure to fully register in the whole masters, at least register in the hadith. In Islamic science, I'd let me tell you something. When you study tafsir, aqidah, tajweed, any book that you study, at the beginning it says "Hada ashraful ulum." The most important of the sciences. Why? Because it's the Quran, because it's theology. So I'm going to follow that tradition and say hadith is the most important subject, with all respect to my fellow colleagues, Dr. Bilal, Dr. Adnan. But it's the most important one because a lot of people have questions, doubts, and some people are guided, some people are. So I say hadith is the most important, and I welcome you to the study of the hadith, inshallah.
Thank you. Jazakallah khairan, Dr. Bilal. Okay, we can have maybe all three of you unmute. So Dr. Adnan, Dr. Bilal, Dr. Sadeq, there's a few questions on maybe a bit on the academic side, and then any of you can respond. What's next on the list? There's a question about international students. Okay, can visa holders apply? I can respond to that one. Right now, Respect is not able to sponsor any visas. However, if you are already in the US on any other visa status, you may apply and attend the programs. That's fine. But we are not, coming back to what somebody mentioned earlier, to be clear, we have the Pennsylvania Degree Granting Authority, and that is legitimate and accepted. We do not have the MSCHE accreditation yet. That is a longer process of about 3 years-ish, and we are beginning that process. So we are not able to sponsor international visas. However, again, like I said, if you're an international student and you already have a visa and you're coming in for other purposes, and you're already in the country, then you may apply and attend the program.
This is the aim. I think we are going to, inshallah, have this position one day. But we are working on it right now, inshallah. We'll be able to. After 3 years, we can speak about this.
Inshallah. Next question. The teaching of the courses, what school of thought are they based on?
Can I mention?
Good question.
Go on. Very good question. Yes,
I get
go.
three different answers.
Sadeq, go ahead.
Yes.
Well, for my personal, that's a very good question because, unlike a traditional seminary that teaches a particular school of thought, we are an academic organization and we are offering a master's in the English language in Hadith. So just also with the Arabic, the medium of instruction in Hadith would be English. However, when we do read text, if students, your Arabic can help you appreciate those studies will, be really good, but Arabic is not essential. Dr. Halim will speak about the Arabic subjects, but the rest of the master's is in English. But in terms of our school of thought in Hadith, it becomes very important because how you approach it, not only from different theological schools, but within the Hadith, are you very strict Hadith scholar or a tasahul or tashaddud, the two Arabic terms. we're going to look at an approach where we look at all perspectives and we analyze all perspectives. We also not pretend, a lot of people pretend to be 100% objective. There is no such thing as objective. Everyone does have a background. I come from a Sunni school of Islamic theology. I studied Hanafi fiqh. I did my PhD on Abu Ja'far al-Tahawi, a very important hadith scholar. And most of the staff that respect are Sunni background people. However, with hadith, Shia hadith, and the importance of narrators, I think are very important discussions. You can't, you have to study all of them. And when I say Sunni creed, it's usually Sunni creed is Ashari, Maturidi, or Athari. And all these three creeds and it's different things are being taught. That's my angle, my take on it. I don't know what Dr. Bilal and Adnan Dr.
My perspective is the same one. So we are not here to just impose one, school of thought, but we try to give all the perspectives available in the field, inshallah.
Yes, thank you. That was a really great question and very good answers. What I would say in this context, in the academic field, one of the most important things is the freedom of thought. So we provide freedom of thought for our academics, faculties, as well as students. Without that, there would not be any development at all. That is crucial. And the other things, of course, I mean, we have, as regard to sources of knowledge and the sciences, we approach traditional for the interpretation as the contemporary. So we want to cover both sides, the traditional side of the thinking and also sciences, and how the tafsir develop, hadith develop, and the kalam and the fiqh. We need to know as it happened and developed in history, as well as we are not living in the history only. We are living in a very different world. We need to relate to the tradition to the contemporary world, to the modern world. So that is our aim, to relate to the principles, revealed principles, to the sciences, and relate to the sciences to our time, and to solve our problem. Social problem, psychological problem of ethics, problem of finance, every kind of problem relating with our sources, Quran and Hadith, and the principles, as well as implication and the development of these principles within the history. So, in a nutshell, we cover both traditional sciences as well as the modern interpretation. Thank you.
Actually, while you're speaking, Dr. Adnan, I realized that like Dr. Bilal and Dr. Sadeq, they shared a little bit about their background. If you'd like to do that as well, you and I can introduce ourselves as well. And then
Okay, thank you. Yes. So I educated in Turkey and in United Kingdom. I did my bachelor degree theology in Turkey. Then later, I moved to England to do MA and PhD. I did my MA at King's College London University, my PhD from Lancaster University. Then I moved to Turkey. I worked almost 20 years in Turkey in various universities and research centers. Lastly, I was Dean of Faculty of Humanities and Social Science at Süleyman Şah University in Istanbul. Then I moved to America. Actually, I escaped from my country because of this political chaos and the coup d'etat and this kind of. Anyway, I came to United States and to Indiana, South Bend, Indiana, My daughter was, she's still doing PhD at Notre Dame University in Indiana. I start teaching as an adjunct professor at Notre Dame University. I taught mysticism and philosophy in Islamic tradition. I taught also philosophy for life. That I developed the curriculum. That was no such a topic and class. And I offered the head of department. He loved my syllabi, and I start teaching. I taught philosophy of religion. My own field is philosophy of religion. I taught also logic, introduction to ethics, and also world religion, both in Notre Dame as also Holy Cross College. Then later I came here to Respect Graduate School to serve you and to teach. Inshallah, survey of Islamic thought I will be teaching. I will be teaching also world religion if you prefer. And also I'm going to teach critical. I'm going to teach critical thinking. So let me briefly tell about the content and the method. Very simple. My lecturing is based on not transmission of knowledge, but developing critical thinking, which is very important to developing critical thinking. How I can do that? I will put you in a position to think. And Nazhah is here. She is smiling because she used to be my student and she knows my method very well. So I put the students in the position of thinking. To do that, he or she develops a kind of critical thinking. And lectures and the classes, I should say, is brilliant. I mean, it is a very dynamic. It's a very dynamic and also discussion-based class. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dean of Students, Sakinah, for reminding me about that.
Dr. Bilal, you going to say something?
I was going to say, we developed all these courses based on two different steps. One is we try to construct, to build some necessary skills. Kind of, we are teaching how to swim in this ocean. And then it's going to be up to you to dive into that ocean to get to the richness of that ocean by yourself. The first part is going to be mostly teaching, definitely, the Arabic, and then some, the Quranic classes and Hadith, definitely. And then, inshallah, the next stage of yours is going to be your own journey. So we'll be here to instruct you instead of teaching you or imposing you the ideals of ours. We are coming from different background. Depending on the latest question, I'm trying to elaborate on this. Inshallah, we are brave enough to invite even non-Muslims to join our program. Why? Because it is an academic environment. So we are open for all kind of, the ideas. So, very famous saying, if you have one apple, I have one apple. If we exchange the apples, both will have one apple. But if you have one idea, I have one idea. If you exchange ideas, both will have two ideas. So inshallah, we are here to learn from you. We are here to, inshallah, equip you with the necessary knowledge to swim, successfully swim in this ocean. Inshallah, it is ocean, that. And inshallah, some of you will prefer to go through chaplaincy program, clinical pastoral education. Some of you will go through the history of Islam, for instance, the seerah studies of biography of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Some of you will do some archival research. So we have all these necessary skills to equip you with this and enable you to actually continue on your journey in a safe way possible, inshallah.
Thank you for adding that enriching explanation.
Let me add this too. I'm sorry, I forgot this.
Yes.
We put this research method and skills in Islamic studies. Many people actually found this very interesting. And some statistics, for instance, some statistical calculations I'm planning to teach. Maybe how to do this cross-tabulation, level of measurement, how we measure social data, how we analyze social data. So unfortunately, we have this lack of information in Islamic studies, in social sciences in general. So unfortunately, the Islamic studies couldn't find its respectful place in social sciences because of that detachment. So inshallah, we empower this program with research method and skills, and how to, for instance, find peer-reviewed articles, how to review them, how to analyze them, how to use your critical thinking ability to criticize that specific article and put together all this information and write your own article in the future, inshallah, and publish it. Will help you through this journey, not only teaching you the classes, but also, try to help you to achieve your personal academic goals, like, publishing papers and creating knowledge, making knowledge, right? So it is the most important aspect of the academia. So we are graduate school. So graduate school means we provide knowledge, we create knowledge, not only learn knowledge already existing, but also create new knowledge for people to benefit, inshallah. That's why we are brave enough to invite all applicants from all backgrounds, Shia, Sunni, from Islamic tradition, whatever. And inshallah, all these, Islamic jurisdictions, the Hanafi, Shafi, Hanbali, Maliki, it's okay. And then Christian traditions. So we are brave enough to accept you as well. And then maybe you have a Jewish studies background, you are welcome too. Anybody is welcome in this program, inshallah.
I feel like I should apply. We have PhD, inshallah. My background a little bit, I am born and raised in Malaysia. I actually came to the US for my undergrad, which was in the field of engineering. And then I went back to Malaysia and worked in the oil and gas industry and international relations for about a decade, 12 years, in Malaysia, in Sudan, in Uzbekistan, in Italy. But all along the way, I was sort of studying Islamic studies, part-time, nights, weekends. Eventually, that became a diploma in Islamic studies and foundations, Quran, Usul, Fiqh. I especially enjoyed Maqasid al-Sharia and Usul Fiqh, which helped when I eventually continued my master's in Islamic studies. Back in the US, I came back in the 2019 in California, and did a 2-year clinical pastoral education training at Stanford Hospital, where I was practicing as a chaplain, and also then eventually teaching chaplaincy residents at the hospital. And then also my master's in Islamic studies with a specialization in interreligious chaplaincy was from the Graduate Theological Union in California, in Berkeley. And then I moved over to Pennsylvania about a year-ish ago and joined Respect as the Dean of Students. I'm also a community chaplain with the masjid here. I also train chaplains online and sometimes in person, and also do kind of community chaplaincy and education work in Islamic spirituality. My interest is in practical theology, and I really appreciate sort of experiential and embodied learning methodology and learning practices, and how people want to practice their theology and bring it into life in here. So yeah, and as Dr. Bilal was talking about the statistical research methods courses, that's a frequent feedback that we hear in Islamic studies programs across the country. Not just Islamic studies, but religious studies programs, because as you pursue graduate studies and you come out and you want to do any form of research, most religious studies scholars are like, whoa, we never did statistics, we never did math. And often, even if you want to do like qualitative research and studies, that those skills are definitely something that I would highly encourage. Yes. Let's see. Let's invite the person that most of you have.
Sorry, there was a question on the hadith, but can I just answer that?
Yes,
There was a
of course.
question about ijazah. Someone asked if there's ijazahs being granted in hadith. Firstly, I really like Dr. Bilal's analogy that I would like to extend it. And there's snorkeling and scuba diving. We try to teach people to snorkel, and then you become yourself. You collect the pearls and all that you want to, so you can become knowledge creators. And each field in Islamic studies, like Dr. Bilal said, is like an ocean. Like when we say hadith, there are many different sciences within the hadith field. So we're trying to develop and raise skills so we can become independent researchers. So that, let's say, if you want to do a presentation, you want to pursue a PhD, or you want to give a community talk about something related to hadith, you know your sources, you know where to go, you know what's the debates out there, you know how to navigate, and you can help others as well. But having said that, some of our people here do have some classical ijazahs. I have some ijazahs in certain books, not all of them. Our chaplain Sakinah, she's got ijazahs. She was humble about that. And I'm sure Dr. Bilal's got ijazahs in I know in Quran at least. He's got an amazing recitation voice, but in other fields as well. But in the masters, no, it's not that traditional ijazah that's been given. So I just want to answer that question.
A master's degree and the diploma is going to be ijazah itself. And ijazah is diploma, you know that. Yeah, I was comparing, and I worked with some graduate schools in the US. I forced them to accept this ijazah, partially for the accredited classes. Even these secular institutions like University of North Texas and Southern Methodist University, all these intensive programs, what lack in their definition is they don't put together what they teach in this ijazah program. It is diploma actually, and person is giving you the diploma. That means you are able to do this and do that, right? There are objectives. We just accomplish all these objectives and you will be able to do this and do that. Some necessary skills for this field you just develop, and it is the proof. So inshallah, the entire program is going to be the ijazah.
Thank you. Briefly, a couple more questions before we invite Sister Nazhah. Are both of the summer intensive blocks compulsory? If so, does elective mention in the schedule meant to mean those blocks for the elective courses? Yeah, yes and no. So you do not have to attend all of those summer intensive or both of those summer intensive blocks. It's really up to you. So this relates to, I think, another question somebody asked about how long does it take to complete the degree? So if you only want to do one course intensive that summer, then that's fine. You do the one course, and then if you are a part-time student and you may only be taking one course per semester anyway, you will take however many semesters till you complete, the 36 credit hours. If you are a full-time student, then you may want to be taking more courses so that you complete within the 2-year period. So it depends on whether you're part-time or full-time. It's not necessarily compulsory for both, but if you are full-time, then you may be considering taking both. And the courses offered then usually yes, will be the elective courses, not the core courses will usually be offered in fall and spring, where everyone will usually be attending. But that, Dr. Adnan, any changes to that as far as I know? The summer courses are from the elective list, right? Not from the core list. Yes, he's nodding. Okay.
Yes, you said correctly. It is from the elective courses. Summer course is going to be. So 1 week intensive, and we will invite a professor and let us say expert in his or her field, and to do intensive course here in our campus, and generally is going to be the elective courses. Most of the requirements, core courses, they are all in line. It's going to be online. Sunny.
Okay. Question about deadline for application. We have what is called a rolling application. So the application website is open all year. However, we do accept for fall semester and maybe for spring semester also. So there isn't a deadline. If you don't make it for fall, then your application will be considered for you to start in the spring. However, if you really want to try and catch the fall semester, like this fall, classes start August 28th, then we really recommend that you try and submit your application form by this week, if possible. This week, next week, at the very latest, if possible, by this week, we're trying to interview most of you, inshallah, by next week. But yeah, within that time period, if you're able to. Does Respect grant scholarships? Yes. Yes, there's scholarships. Yes, there might be some tuition discounts. Apply. The application's online. It is not guaranteed, but apply and try. Bismillah, inshallah. Required text we need to buy. It depends on the different courses. So once you register for a course and you receive the syllabus, you will receive whatever the professors are requesting for that course. And I'm assuming most of the material will also be available at our Respect library or available online, since a lot of you are also not in person, or you may be able to purchase them yourself, depending on.
In 2008, I was forced to buy a statistics the book. I paid $120. I traumatized fully, and still in my dreams, I purchased that book for just one class. So knowing that, so we are gonna go with the cheapest possible, and we are gonna just destroy the game of this publication companies, just removing some statistical information and page numbers in the new edition and putting the name, the same price tag for the following year, and you cannot sell the old one even for $10 in Amazon. No, it's not going to be like that. We're gonna have this original, authentic books, cheapest possible, and we provide some copies of these books, inshallah, available to you in classes when you take, inshallah. It's in your site, that means. Don't worry about it.
All right, let's invite Sister Nazhah. And then I recognize that some people were putting up their hands. We'll take the verbal questions after Sister Nazhah's presentation, if that's possible. And then you can speak and ask longer questions, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Sister Nazhah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'll be just a few minutes. It is a pleasure to see some familiar faces and names. I do see some new names that I haven't come across. And so I'm going to put in the chat here the link to the application for the master's program for those new faces who are considering. As Sister Sakinah mentioned, we are in the process of kind of finalizing, or the final check on applications for fall semester, which begins on August 28th. And so I would highly encourage you to fill out the application if you don't have all of the documents, and I'll get into which documents are required. I would still encourage you to start an application, and then you can always come back and upload documents to your profile. So I put the link in there. What'll happen is once you fill that out, I'll contact you either via email or phone call or both, and multiple times, as you all may have already experienced. We will be in communication quite frequently over the course of just the process of your application. We do schedule an interview. The purpose of the interview, and those who have interviewed with us already know this, it's just purely conversational, just to get to know you better, for you to also be able to ask us questions and to get to know us better. We have, for those who are waiting patiently for their letters, inshallah, we will be, August 1st is the day that we will be sending out those letters you're waiting for. So with the application process, we do request your resume, a personal statement, kind of allowing us to see inside of your intentions for wanting to join this program, inshallah. And also, if you have any previous Islamic studies knowledge, or if you've taken classes, if you have an Arabic background, as we've mentioned earlier on the meeting, we would love to hear about all of those experiences. And so that's really where you get a chance to kind of showcase what it is that you're looking for in this program, and also where the journey that has brought you here to us. So inshallah, the resume, the personal statement, and also your transcripts. The unofficial transcripts are all right for now. We may be requesting the official transcripts to be sent at a later time. But again, just to get you through this initial application process so that you're ready for fall semester, inshallah, feel free to upload the unofficial transcripts. There is an application fee of $50, which is pretty standard. And then for those applicants who have completed their education outside of the United States, we do need for your documents to be evaluated. So for your degree to be evaluated, your transcripts to be evaluated, there are a few services you may look into. One of them is the WES, I think it's World Education Services, if I'm not mistaken. But there are other services out there. So that's just something to keep in mind too, as we are approaching August 28th pretty quickly, inshallah, to maybe start that process. I know it does take a few weeks for those documents to get back after they've been evaluated. And Brother Latif had a question earlier. And Sister Sakinah, Brother Latif, I know we've exchanged a few emails. You are ready for, I think the only thing that's going to happen next is just that the transfer of the credits. But we have everything from you that we need, alhamdulillah. So you will be, so that's the stage that we're at with your application. If you do have a background in Arabic, as Sister Sakinah mentioned, a few others have mentioned on the call, we will have an exemption exam for you to be able to test out of that. However, a prior experience or degree or is not necessary for this program. So at Respect Graduate School, we definitely value academic diversity. So you do not need to come to us with an Islamic studies background at all. And just wanting to address, I know there sometimes I get this question, so just wanting to address it. The master's program, like we mentioned, is designed to be completed in 2 years. If you are enrolled full-time, you do have an option of enrolling part-time. Part-time means the 3 credit hours at the minimum. This program is hybrid, so although the majority of classes are online, we do request in-person study in those intensive short study blocks that we've mentioned a few times on the call, and more details can be found on the website in terms of the dates, the weeks of those intensive short-term study blocks that all students would need to be on campus. That's one of the most frequently asked questions. And then also another one is, if you're thinking about joining the master's program, not quite sure yet, would like to experience the graduate school, the teaching, the curriculum, you are able to join as an auditor, which means you are participating in the course, but you're not responsible for completing the assignments. You don't receive any credit for courses, but it is a way to kind of engage with the master's program in a way, or the graduate school in general, and to see if this is something that you would enjoy. And it would, so that's an option that we have for students who are kind of on the fence and would just like to experience a class before committing to the master's program. I can't think of anything else, but my email I'll put also in the chat. If you have any specific questions, feel free to ask me now. I would need to be hopping off the call in about 10 minutes, but I welcome questions to my email, and I'm writing it in the chat right now. And if there's any questions, maybe Sister Sakinah, we can take any questions related to the admissions process before we address the other ones, if that's okay.
We have a question. So we have, yes, Beza Ugur. She's put up her hand a few times. Beza, go ahead, unmute and speak.
Thank you. I have a couple small questions about the application. There was a question about visas in the chat. So I live in Belgium, and if I am to come and study, I would need a student visa in the US. Is that correct? But it's not granted by your specs.
Yes. So we have a similar situation with another applicant who is wanting to join. If you are unable to attend in person, then you would still receive the credits, the transcript from Respect Graduate School. You wouldn't necessarily receive the degree, so that you wouldn't get the master's degree because those in-person block, you're unable to attend those in-person blocks. However, you will be receiving the transcripts and the credits for the courses that you take online with the master's program.
I can travel with a tourist visa and attend those classes. Is that an option, or is it would it still block me being able to get the degree?
No, that would be option. That would be a good option, and you will travel with the tourist visa, and you will attend to the courses. It is only 1 week, and you will return your country. So that would be the one of the solution for this.
Okay, thank you. I have one more question about the.
I don't think there is a legal. I'm sorry, the prevention for that. I don't think we can get into but I don't think there's a legal prevention. So we can send an invitation. When you apply the program, and then we can do this immediately after just you enter the program. You can send the invitation. You can apply with this invitation. I don't think it will be a problem to come and take the classes. It could be a good vocation for you as well. That will be great.
Yeah. Thank you for your answers. I have one more question about language requirements. I'm studying in a university here in English, and I have provided them before with an IELTS Cambridge English proficiency test. So do I need to take another test to apply to Respect because I'm not from a country that primarily speaks English, or is that not required of me?
Was your current education or previous degree in English or in different?
Yeah, my current education is in English.
Okay. Then that, in addition to your other test results, that should be enough. Please confirm if Dr. Adnan.
Yes, that would be enough. Your current education is in English. That will be the evidence for us. Your English is sufficient. So we do not ask any further evidences for that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And Yılmaz Güz, yes, he wanted to ask a question. Yes, Yılmaz Bey.
Hi all. My question is, I already got through with 4 units of CPE through RGS. Are they going to be any credit for me?
Yes, 1 unit can count as credit. One class, so that's 3 credit hours, can be a CPE, can be taken as from a CPE elective. So even though you've done 4 units of CPE, it only counts as one elective credit.
Okay. Fine.
You have already taken 1 courses from the master program then. Congratulations.
Good.
I wanted to be a little bit clear also on the B1, B2 visa, that the primary intention of that visa is tourists and visiting, and that needs to be your primary intention. Just to be clear, you may be doing other things while you are here, but the primary intention is that you are coming to visit. You are not here to study, like not be in a degree program. So,
or conferences and for intensive studies, I sent some invitation to the overseas years ago. Even though it is not the intention of the visa, when you articulate this to the embassy, it won't be an issue, because I've seen many people join the conferences, presentations. This is also an intensive program of the education.
Yeah.
So it hasn't, became a problem in the past. I don't think it will be a problem in the future. But again, the intention in the documentation is different, because you are not going to complete all of these things. But we have to be careful. If there is no legal prevention for this, we are ready to provide you for the invitation from the Europe to the United States for visa for this program specifically. But we have to make sure that we don't have any legal prevention for it. We have to make sure.
Can I just share Brother Latif's comment? As a former current student, I strongly encourage students to take the leap and attend a class. I have completed a number of subjects and have found the academic environment stimulating and rewarding. This is not a paid ad, and Brother Latif is not a paid actor. But I just wanted to say, Brother Latif, thank you so much for such kind words. Alhamdulillah. Any more questions for regarding admissions or the application process?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum assalam.
Yes, my question is based on the Arabic test to consider whether or not we'll be exempt from the Arabic courses. I just wanted to know if we have to take the test or not.
No, it is not compulsory from my understanding. Dr. Chalish could not be on the call today. And if I am mistaken, please jump in, Dr. Aslan or other faculty. But it's not compulsory. It's for students who would like to, just move forward in the master's program. They have an understanding. It's for those students who may want to maybe take another class instead of the Arabic one. So it is necessary.
Yes, that is correct, and it is up to you if you want further develop your Arabic. You will not take the exemption exam, and you will carry on the Arabic. If you want to try and to be exempted from the Arabic class, and you will try as well. It is totally up to you.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I will relate you. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
You're muted.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Cool. My question is, what kind of exam is it? What is this Arabic exam like? Or is it like oral? Is it written? Do we have a dictionary? Like, how does it work? How does, if we have any understanding, what does the exemption exam look like?
As I know, and you will be given a classical text and also dictionary a certain time. You need to translate that classical text into English. Not, of course, Turkish, into English.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think my Turkish is going to be that good. I might just...
In future, you will do that. Don't worry about that.
Translate it to Malay, I'll check.
Multilingual, we are testing multilingual.
Should we just what?
and the Latin, and then come back to the German and put it in English, I guess.
Italiano. Brother Tejumola, was that a new hand coming up, or you've asked a question already?
I actually asked the question already.
Okay, great. Let's see.
And then one more question. I'm sorry. So for the Arabic exemption exam, no, actually, are we going to have like Arabic courses together with the Islamic courses, or how does this work? If we're not taking the exam and we want to develop our Arabic language.
So if you look at under core courses on the website, you'll see that two of the core courses is Arabic level 1, Arabic level 2. So you can take those courses and they count as your core courses. And Arabic level 1 will be offered this fall anyway, so you can take that.
Understood.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yes, if you are doing full-time, you need to have 2 more courses together.
3 courses.
If you are going to do the part-time, you will pick up only Arabic or one more course, and they carry on and finish the first semester. In the second semester, we have again the classical Arabic 2 and also other courses together.
Understood. Thank you.
Welcome.
Any other questions around admissions and enrollment? Well, Sister Nazhah.
I see a question from Brother Nuhu. We exchanged a few emails, and so I just wanted to address it. Brother Nuhu, we have I forgot, and I apologize, I forgot to mention for the rest of the group. Although an Islamic background is not necessary, we do require a bachelor's degree. Brother Nuhu, I think we discussed over email. Once you have your degree or certification completed, then inshallah we would love to have you join the master's program. If you would like to experience some of the Arabic classes or sit in as an auditor, you're more than welcome to do so. But I think you mentioned, Brother Nuhu, that you are on the path to a degree completion. So inshallah, for the rest of the group, yes, a bachelor's degree is necessary for this master. Alhamdulillah. Well, I request your leave, everyone. Again, admissions at respectgs.us.
I'm sorry, Sister, and Nazhah. I have a question. So sorry.
Sure.
So for those that have been interviewed, we don't have to do anything, right? We just start class.
Correct. You're waiting on yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
There are a few more steps between the interview and starting class. You have to be accepted first, that will come inshallah. And then once you're accepted, you need to respond, and then we'll enter into the system and you register for courses, join the orientation, make payments. So those are some of the other steps before you.
Sounds good. Understood. Thanks.
See you by son. Thank them, everyone.
All right. Okay. New questions coming in. From Stephanie. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Does Respect offer chaplain services to students, tutoring, any additional college services are available to students? Yes and yes. Maybe tutoring, I'll park that on hold. Chaplaincy services and sort of like student coaching, counseling, whether career or personal or spiritual, that will be with me. I am the Dean of Students, and in general, my role is your well-being as a whole, what you need to be able to feel physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually nourished through your academic journey. When it comes to like tutoring academically or academic advising, that will be under Dr. Adnan Aslan and his team. So I think I guess the tutoring part, it sort of depends on what it is that you're going through. For example, if it's an Arabic If it's for the Arabic class and you need extra hours or extra resources or something, there could be office hours with Dr. Halim Calis. If it's for another subject, I guess that's more like professor to professor. Or maybe they might refer additional resources to you outside that may be beneficial. So in that context, and regarding the chaplaincy services specifically, I am also a professionally trained chaplain with 6 units of CPE from Stanford and international training. So count me as your campus chaplain as well. I am the chaplain for the masjid here as well. So that service is definitely available, inshallah. Additional college services. We are trying to also find ways to make, I know it's a bit different when you're on campus and you're in a school physically and there's campus activities and there's place that people meet. It feels like there's a bit more of college life. But at the same time, I know because also we've had COVID and a lot of schools have just gone completely online, there are ways and means that we are also trying to cultivate that online community as a sense of community, that you still feel that sense of well-being and belonging. So there are some ideas that we have in mind, inshallah, where students may get to engage with each other. We may be doing things that are outside of your academic courses only, that could be a bit more time for you all to socialize or meet each other, or something like on professional development. We've had some students ask for help, for example, working on their resume or portfolio. They want to apply for graduate studies or they want to apply for certain certifications. So we could do some kind of professional development services like that also. But I think I would kind of put this ball back in your court as well. Like as students, sometimes tell us what you need, because, we are a small group. And inshallah, we'd rather not be offering things you're not interested in. If I do offer multiple things and nobody shows up, like what's the point, right? If there's specific things that you will want, and there's a few of you who want that, or you want to form a student club or anything like that, we are here to support you in that journey. So use this opportunity, use respect, use the leadership team. We will support you through that. As long as it's generally within Respect's mission and vision, inshallah, there isn't a problem for you to take initiative to build some of those services. And inshallah, may you continue that legacy when others can benefit from whatever you develop at Respect as a student leader or student community member for the future generation also. So yes, inshallah.
Thanks.
No more questions.
I have one.
Okay, you have one, yes.
If I may. That's kind of technical question. I don't think our Arabic instructor is not in session, but if anyone knows can help me. If we success in the Arabic class, what level of Arabic language skills we will have?
I can answer that. I mean, Halim Calis, Dr. Halim Calis is a very well experienced person teaching the Arabic. And his word is this: I will teach Arabic such a level that after 2 years, a person can read a book, a classical book, let us say Ihya Ulumuddin of the Al-Ghazali, with a dictionary. That is great achievement, really. And he is very confident. He's very confident to achieve that. He's already wrote a book on teaching Arabic, and actually it is on the way to publish soon. That is the level.
He accomplished it already.
Pardon?
Yeah, he already accomplished it. He already
accomplished it. Yeah,
it's somebody
on the way of publishing. He already finished the book, and he's now talking with the publishers to publish Arabic teaching. And I think he is the person who could really do such a. It seems to me, let me put it this way, in Turkey, I educated Arabic in Imam Hatib School, in theology faculty, and so on and so forth. But it is a never-ending stories, We never reach such a level. But here, actually, he already developed a certain methodology. He previously implied, this methodology implemented. Then he knows what he's doing, and this is the word I get from him. He's saying that he will, take the students such a level that they could read a classical book with the help of this dictionary after 2 years.
Follow-up question is the Arabic classes towards understanding Quran or the understanding Arab people?
No, it is a classical Quranic Arabic.
Yes. So the intention is for Quran, Hadith, classical texts, not
classical text.
not go to a market and go shopping for coffee and clothes.
Speaking, yes, that's regular.
It is a reading. What is called is the reading Arabic.
Fusha Arabic.
Tilfun, tilfazyun, like the modern words that mixed up with the Arabic. He teaches archival Arabic that enable you to do some research in Arabic, within this classical text to understand them.
Can I just say something? A lot of Arabic questions. Most of the staff at Respect can actually read fluent Arabic. And we were discussing as well that, Arabic is a marathon. It really is a marathon. Even if you have this fast thing, sometimes there is no shortcut. You got to put effort in, but we're willing to provide out many outside of class, like extracurricular, whether it's a reading club or things on the side, in our spare times we can slot in. So I know there's Sheikh Yusuf Riyas, he's working in Respect, myself and others. But we're willing to provide extra curriculum help with Arabic, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And I'm currently teaching a course where I was reading Kitab al-Ikhtiyar in Arabic. It's a Hanafi fiqh book. My number one student in translation was a white Australian woman, non-Muslim, above the age of 60. And she learned from scratch. And she was reading and translating the text. It's a very difficult text, amazingly. So it's not impossible, inshallah.
Good. May Allah make it easy for our tongues and our hearts. Comment from Brother Latif. I found the online environment to feel just like in person. It's up to the students to be active. As graduate students, they should be well positioned to be fully engaged with peers and feel comfortable in the setting. I agree. And I believe Dr. Adnan even is making it a requirement. I think we might all be making it a requirement in our syllabus when we're in class to have the video on and people engaged. Inshallah, I mean, like you said, it is really up to also the students, how actively you are engaging with each other, whether in class or in other activities outside class, inshallah, and create the learning environment that you feel comfortable in.
Inshallah.
All right. One or two last questions, or are we wrapping up?
We had ZM titled there. He or she just raised the hand. But it's not there right now, not anymore.
Okay.
I have another question if nobody else has.
Yes, go ahead.
That's a tricky question, actually. How would ChatGPT help us, or you suggest us to use that in some cases?
I have some response, but I'll let some of the faculty share what their thoughts are on their classes as well.
I think Dr. Bilal can answer that one.
ChatGPT knows a thing or two to just, move things around, but we also know a thing or two to just, fight against ChatGPT produced the assignments. Definitely will design our courses to eliminate that influence of ChatGPT. We already did this in the field of teaching, how to get rid of Professor Google, right, from our table. Now it is time to just get rid of Professor ChatGPT from our table. So it's going to be an academic environment. We'll design our courses to make sure that ChatGPT is not going to get the degree, but you will get the degree. Otherwise, we have to design the diploma for ChatGPT. Congratulations, ChatGPT, to finish this course. And then if you take this, go ahead.
And I add to that, it also comes down to your philosophy of technology. If you use ChatGPT for actual research purposes, you can do a lot of great stuff. It's only our reluctance comes to when it comes to using it for writing essays and assignments. And with that in mind, many of the staff are aware of it. And also you can use ChatGPT to find out if it is ChatGPT or not.
I'll give one last round of word to all the faculty members or staff members who are here before we close. Dr. Adnan Aslan, any comments?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for all of you to coming and joining us and providing good information and to get to know us really. And as I told you, this is a two-way process, mutual. You learn from us and we learn from you. It is a master, so it is very much about the research and critical thinking. And I'd like to invite you, all of you who's considering to join and to register, please do so. Thank you for coming and joining this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Sadeq Ansari.
I would just like to say I'm very motivated by these positive numbers, and more and more people are attracted to the study of Islam. From a spiritual angle, at the beginning of the journey, the more intentions you make, the greater the reward. So you can intend to study for your own personal benefit, and that is the sincerest one. But also you can add on as a secondary intention to teach this. Inshallah. Bismillah. Looking forward to it.
Dr. Bilal Sabit.
I would say we are ready to give our 120% of our effort to the students, because this is going to be our first year after getting this status of degree granting in Master of Arts in Islamic Studies. We'll do everything in the best way possible, inshallah. And it's going to be a history, because this program will develop. We have a lot of things to discuss. We have discussed many things last 4 years. We have been designing Respect Graduate School. We took care of every single element within this, with the educational dynamics. So inshallah, we'll bring this Islamic education to another stage, another level, inshallah. So we'll do our best to accommodate your needs, as well as to open new areas, new fields that you haven't discovered before, inshallah. And again, the analogy I'm going to use, so we'll definitely, show you how to swim in this ocean, and will allow you to just, deep diving and getting the richness of the ocean, inshallah. Again, Bismillah.
I also see our Imam Baitullah Cholak. If you'd like to say anything as we close, Imam Baitullah.
I'm very happy to see all friends here. Even I see Patricia. We met in Ramadan, so she's originally from Nigeria. So I will be very happy if she enroll. She is Catholic. She has Catholic background, so Yale University. So I'm happy to see all other friends. So let's go. Let's start, inshallah. Allah give success and His assistance to all of us. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. So just taking note of the desire of the different faculty members, this is inshallah in a way, a pioneering group. I mean, we've had the program running for a bit, but we stopped, and this is sort of the newly designed program. And with the pioneering group, there's a lot of interesting challenges and also adventures that you can go through together as you help us even improve the program. And having that intention, as Dr. Sadeq was lifting up, coupling the intention with our action, with the intention, what are we putting into action in the spirit of continuous and continued learning throughout our lives. I look forward to having some of you or all of you on board. We are here. If you need anything, send an email to Nazhah. If it's about admissions, you can contact me if you want to have sort of like a coaching session. If you're not sure if you want to apply or you're going through some decision-making stuff in your personal life, academic life, professional life, when's a good time for you to continue graduate studies? We can have those conversations. You don't have to be enrolled for that to happen. This is part of us sort of accompanying your discernment process as well. So reach out to us anytime, inshallah. One of us will respond, and look forward to hearing from all of you and meeting most of you at our orientation, maybe inshallah in a few weeks. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us today, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings.